Hi, listeners, and welcome to My Holland Update. I'm Marianne Manderfield, Public Information Coordinator for the city, and today our guest hosts are Officer Sokolov and Kunin, the Community Policing Officers with Holland's Department of Public Safety. Hi, you guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having us.
So today we're going to talk about one of the departments that's a little bit different, the Community Policing Department. How is that different from some of the other departments?
In quite a few ways. So Officer Kuning, myself, Officer Hamburg, and Officer Mendoza are all part of our Community Policing Division. We are a separate kind of unit that specializes in more as the face of the department, I guess is the best way to put it. We are all assigned to different areas throughout the entire city, and those are our main responsibilities. All of us are assigned to either one or multiple schools that we check on during the school year, but we're more so focused directly in the areas that are assigned to us. We take calls. We do take calls. Most of the time we're taking calls in our area only. And then if times are down as far as, maybe a lot of calls or it's a really busy time, we'll help out, we'll assist in any way that we can. But our focus is to be direct needs to our area. Okay, so if, for example, myself and Officer Kuning both work in high residential areas as far as multifamily housing. So our jobs are working with apartment managers, tenants in those apartments to make sure that their needs are being met. If there's issues that need to be addressed, we're the direct source with the apartment managers, which is in the city of Holland unique because there's a lot of people packed into a certain small area of the city that myself and Officer Kuning run in, and those need to be met. So they're our direct contact to help us solve solutions, solve problems. And then on top of that, all of the details that you'll see throughout the year, whether it's the holiday time, whether it's the Junior Police Academy, the Citizen Police Academy, all of those details kind of fall into our lap, and we're the ones that are doing those details just because we have the time to focus on them.
Sure.
This way it takes away and it alleviates any other stress that guys and gals that are working on the road, their focus is primarily taking those calls, the 911 calls, being proactive, being reactive at certain times with the calls. But our jobs are those focuses of themselves.
Okay. And one of those big things that you just mentioned was Citizens Police Academy that you guys have got coming up. Tell us why you guys why is that program important to the community? Why do you think it's important to the community?
It's important because, really it's a great way to get to know people, try and connect with people. We're having strangers, people that have maybe never had a lot of police contact. We're inviting them into our building, showing them who we are, that we're people.
Sure.
We're kind of a tight-knit group at times, but we definitely open our doors and welcome them. And, it's just getting to know people. They see us. So it can be a little silly at times. And, we have a lot of fun. It's kind of a social hour. They get a ton of information, and you really leave there kind of learning a ton of stuff that you didn't know went on behind our closed doors. So.
And how many years have you guys been doing this, the Police Academy?
Yeah, it's a great question. This is going to be the 34th academy that's going to start in September.
Wow.
Years ago, early 2000s, there was a time where we were able to do 2 a year. So we would offer one in the fall and one in the late winter, early spring.
Okay.
But we've really done a good job of extending it as the years have gone on. So many new different things have been added to the Citizen Police Academy because we try to hit on everything that we have to offer. So specialized units, current up-to-date things that are going on with law enforcement. We try to add that on a yearly basis. So this is our 34th Police Academy, and that will start as soon as September 9.
Okay.
So we're right around the corner, and it lasts all the way to November 18. So it's an 11-week academy with a graduation as the last week. on Monday nights from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. So it's a huge commitment. But we've had great numbers over the last few years. We're expecting great numbers again this year, and it's a huge learning experience. So pretty proud that we've lasted 34 academies.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So who signs up for this? Who are your typical participants?
There is no typical participant. We get them
Okay.
from all ages. We get those interested in law enforcement that would love to become police officers or something in that in that line of field. We get those who have no experience, know absolutely nothing about police work. It ranges from young to old. Anybody comes, and it is a lot of fun just getting to know the people in Holland and just kind of seeing the variety that come in. And
Sure.
there's something for everybody.
Sure.
Some just love to have a cup of coffee. We have snacks and that kind of thing.
That's always a good draw.
Yeah, get out of the house, have a little social time, and just
Sure.
kind of hang out, have fun. And but yeah, people come for all kinds of reasons.
But they need to be 18 and over for this one, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there one particular class or segment that always seems to be the most popular with the participants?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody has a passion as the weeks go on and they look at the schedule, and some may be different more than others, but I would say our K-9 unit is usually one of the most sought after classes week to week. Something about those four-legged creatures that get everybody excited, but it's a pretty powerful show that they put on in terms of how useful these canines can be, how much work it takes from the canine officers. For an agency our size, it's extremely rare to have 4 actual canine officers, which means 1 per every shift. So there's always some coverage on the road with a canine officer as long as other things aren't going on. I think that really blows the citizens of Holland or anybody that takes our Citizen Police Academy away, that there's so much interest, so much stress put into canine. And then also our community policing unit is pretty blown away by the amount of things that we're able to do. Not a lot of agencies are able to do a lot of the things that we do just because of a staffing concern. So, that presentation that Officer Kuning gives is pretty powerful to show how we connect with the community and why we do it. I think it's reaped its own benefits, and the same thing goes with K-9. All of the other things that happen also are extremely important, but I think the show is the K-9, and then we kind of spruce it up and we talk to them as it starts off, and we let them actually fire around in our
Oh,
range.
do you? Okay.
So it's obviously optional.
Sure.
Myself and Officer Kuning, we try to push that along.
Okay.
For those that have never done it, maybe a little timid, we coach them through it. We got great firearms instructors that are usually with us on that night to help them through that.
Okay.
But we always say bring as much stress as you possibly can, and even that one round will alleviate a little bit of stress every time you pull that trigger. So that's always a highlight to people's.
Sure. And I'm sorry, I completely talked over you.
No, you're fine.
Do most people shoot?
Yeah,
Do they?
Once in a while we'll get one person or somebody that's like, I don't need to, I'm good, I'm a little bit too nervous. But I'll tell you, we try to get everybody through it.
Sure.
And it's completely safe.
Yeah.
We have instructors down there. Myself and Officer Kuning are helping out all the time. So it's pretty amazing what you can see. And then we give them the target to take home, and we tell them it's a sweet souvenir, if anything, right?
Poster to hang up.
As long as they've
right?
hit that target, it's a sweet poster to hang up. But
Sure.
But it's still fun. They get a kick out of it, and it's worth it.
Okay. Is there something that surprises the participants most, would you say? Is there something that they walk away with like, wow, we had no idea?
Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody takes different things out of it.
Sure.
You do get a 6-hour ride along as part
Okay.
of the Citizen Academy, where you actually are with an officer. We work around your schedule, so it could be a midnight shift, a weekend, a day shift. You could be with a canine officer, an evidence technician. It's just whoever you're riding with that night.
Okay.
And the thing that they always kind of say when they come in, we talk about their experience. They always comment about, one, how busy it can be, how stressful at times it can be, but the amount of multitasking that is required. We have a radio going on. You're looking for violations. Maybe you're doing something else. You're typing on your computer.
Okay.
They are just, they'll be in the car as a pure observer, and I think sometimes they're just like, I can't believe like how many things you have to do as you're heading to a call. You're doing this, doing that. You're coordinating with other officers on locations. You're responding to dispatch, and I think a lot of them are kind of taken back by how how hard that can be and difficult that can be. So that's one thing I think that they're impressed by.
And is there something that you guys are surprised about from the participants? Maybe something that...
Yeah, I think every year what surprises me is the amount of interest we actually have in the citizens that want to come and why they want to be there. We stay there the entire time, so the instructors change from week to week on everybody's expertise.
Okay.
But what we found to be a huge benefit to the Citizen Police Academy is that Officer Kuning and I are there every night, and we're separated to the extent that they can ask us questions that they want to ask us. We always have the people that are like, I saw this on Live PD, or I saw this on Cops, and I want to talk about it, or I saw this in the news. For a couple of years there straight, we were law enforcement was in the news in a negative way.
Yeah.
So one thing for us is us to be able to explain why we do a lot of the things that we do. There's a lot of people that have no idea what to do when they are contacted by the police, whether it's showing up at their house, whether it's being stopped on a traffic stop. I mean, you're talking a 16-year-old kid that is stopped by a police officer for some sort of traffic violation. That's not something that's covered in regular driver's ed as they're learning. So, our traffic department is going over with probably a lot of parents, maybe some young 18-year-olds that are able to be in the academy and explaining, this is what you do, this is why you do it, this is why the officer is doing it that way. So it's one of those knowledge-based things that we're able to talk to these people. Am I surprised about a lot of the questions they have? Absolutely not. We love it.
Right.
We love it. And there's not usually a Monday that we're out of there at 9 p.m.
Well, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, we'll stay a little bit later and want to talk to people. Our biggest thing is who's playing on Monday Night Football, right? So that's kind of one of the things that we're looking. But we're probably talking to somebody about fantasy football or something to the extent. It's that us being human beings and them understanding, like, okay, they're police officers, but they are just like my neighbor or just like my brother-in-law, whatever it is. All those things, I think, are a big surprise for them as much as we want them to understand. So,
well, it kind of brings it back to what you said in the very beginning, that the role of the department is kind of the face of the Holland Department of Public Safety. You guys put the face on the department and you humanize it, and so like you said, you're human just like everybody else, and that they can realize that and probably take some of that maybe fear away from people when they see officers that there shouldn't be. And you guys are just out there, protecting and trying to keep people safe.
Yep, for sure. By the time they leave, they definitely have a new perspective on us. They have a relationship. Usually, they know us by our nicknames, kind of thing. So yeah. Yep. Nice.
Is there anything else you want to tell our listeners about the academy or the department?
What I would say is, our numbers are looking like we're at about 36 people right now.
Okay.
And we'd love to get to 50. We can handle 50. We take a field trip where we're actually getting in the Max bus and experiencing that. There's a lot of people that have never experienced the Max bus ride. So that's an experience of itself that, is fun. We get to talk to them, as we're riding up to Ottawa County, Fillmore Jail, and our 911 dispatch center. So they get to see another side of multitasking that's, in that public safety field.
Sure.
But what I would say is if you have any doubt, if you have any question as to, what your local police department is doing or why they're doing it, I challenge you to come into the Citizen Police Academy. We love to be able to explain. We have nothing to hide. That's the best part of it. Our doors are open. We're a strange career to say. We work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Right,
here
your
in
department does not
We don't
close.
close.
You don't
We may
close.
lock our doors at the front, but
Sure.
you can come in, press the buzzer, and someone's going to answer you, and we'll get somebody to talk to you.
Okay.
So that's what I challenge. We'd love to have anyone. And if your opinion is strong in terms of, hey, I want to know this, and I had a bad experience, give us the opportunity to explain why that happened. We may not be able to solve everybody's problem. Do certain things happen that aren't supposed to happen the right way? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But we're human beings. We make mistakes. All we ask is that someone comes into the Citizen Police Academy with an open mind, give us the opportunity to be able to explain why we did something
Okay.
and move from there.
And is it free or is there a fee?
It is absolutely free.
Okay.
Nope, there's no fee.
So free. And then if somebody does want to sign up, how can they sign up or how can they register?
They can register online. I believe they just did a Facebook type thing where you can sign up maybe through that. Otherwise, you could call our department as well
Okay.
and sign up that way. But yeah,
Okay.
either one of those is how you could sign up.
And the deadline is getting close to sign up?
The deadline for the Academy is August 23rd. We do have a number that are already signed up, so it is filling up fast.
Sure.
So by the time listeners hear this, they definitely should be calling or getting online and contacting us very quickly if they want to get in. Otherwise, there's always next year, too.
There's always next year.
So,
Right.
yep.
Okay. Well, thank you, officers, very much for taking time today. I know you all are busy, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And until next month, this is My Holland Update.